Hello everyone, today we look at this handheld. This handheld recently very hot, but it has been out for a while. Why I got this handheld at this time? The main thing is that I have recently received a lot of comments and private messages is to ask me how this handheld, as an ambition to become an open source handheld area nanny up master, I certainly have to buy to everyone test. This handheld I was in the Jinduo above to spend $350 to buy cardless version. You can go to the official group to download the system image, and then use their own card to brush, buy a good point of their card than the card that comes with the black card is a little better. The actual black card that comes with it is a little bit better. Today I'm going to review this handheld in terms of performance, screen, system, and battery life. I'm going to give each item a score of 10 out of 10, 0 out of 10, and then we'll see how the overall numbers look for this handheld. Let's take a look at the performance of this handheld. The processor used in this handheld is a 133 which can play up to PSP. Let's start with God of War. The official game image comes with the English version of God of War. This God of War has the 30 frames per second gold finger enabled by default. The good thing about this gold finger is that it stabilizes the frame rate at a lower value, so at least the sound won't slow down. And if the frame rate is more even, it's a better experience than a very fluctuating frame rate. From my years of experience in watching and playing computers, this performance is a little bit better than the 3566, but only to a limited extent, because the 3566 plays God of War, usually 15 to 17 frames. But this technology can stabilize to 20 frames per second. Let's take a look at Dragon Ball Ruasian Wudokai 2. This game is able to double the resolution. The Dragon Ball team can play at double resolution, running at full 60 frames per second. You can see that it's always been 60. It's not dropping out. Let's change the final change to 04. Now it's at 2 times the resolution. Although it can't reach full frame, but it's playable. In the course of my play, I feel that the numbers on this screen are still pretty good. This is a 5-inch 1280x 720p screen. I think this screen may be the same as the RGB 10 Max 3. It's the same screen as the RGB 10 Max 3. Let's try another Saturn game that's a bit more performance intensive. Now let's take a look at the Saturn version of Castlevania Under the Moon. I can see this game has more than 50 frames per second. Let's try Bright Force 3. Bright Force 3 only has more than 40 frames per second. Guardian Heroes fight up more than 50 frames after these games test. I feel that the performance of this CPU is slightly stronger than the 3566 And this piece of 5-inch 720 screen its numbers are pretty good. Whether it's the color, or the fineness, or the transparency, it feels like it's the upper level. This screen is in the top tier of handhelds, and I give it a 9 out of 10 for the screen, and for the performance, it's in the $350 to $400 price range. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's in the same class as the 3566. But its gaming performance, it's a little better than the 3566. But overall, this CPU performance is still only a low end. I give it a 7 out of 10 for performance. Now I want to talk about the feel of the handheld. The cross keys and buttons of this handheld, all of them are made of pots and pans. The feel of the cross keys, it's not bad. It's neither good nor bad. It's barely usable. But these 4 keys, I have to complain about them. These 4 keys are small and hard. The key range is also short. It's very hard for me to use them. The 2 joysticks are PSV joysticks, and the height of the joystick The height of this joystick makes it very easy to touch the surrounding shell. And the L2 and R2 keys. They're too small. Only half the width of my finger. So the pressure point is just above the edge of this key. It hurts to press them. Overall, the feel of this handheld. It's still a little bit short of my passing grade. So I can only give it a 5. Then let's take a look at the whole handheld's appearance. This handheld adopts an imitation PSD design. The overall appearance is quite beautiful. There's an LED light around the blade. We can choose to turn it on or off in the settings. We can also adjust the brightness of the LED light. It seems to be on the middle level. Although the workmanship is not particularly exquisite. But the quality is good. In the open source handheld camp, it's also considered to be in the middle of the pack. For the appearance of this handheld, I can give it an 8 out of 10. Let's take a look at the system. The system used in this handheld is a closed-source system developed by the manufacturer. Except for the PSP Saturn, which is a standalone emulator. All other models are run by RA emulators. Blowmaster's coin system is still very good. You can see the category of the game. Game covers. Then you can favorite, delete, and search. All these functions are available. I've also used a lot of coin source systems developed by domestic manufacturers. Most of them are very bad. This coin system is among the best of the domestic handheld systems. I think it's the top of the line. And this handheld has an interesting setting. It's the FN key. We can customize the function of the FN button. For example, the current function is to turn off the ambient light. Okay, we can turn off the ambient light now. Or we can mute it. This is the same as the mute button on Apple's cell phone. It can then also turn on low power mode. Performance mode. This is the first time I've seen this feature on a handheld. After using it for the past few days, I feel that this system is very good. And it's very friendly to new players. The performance scheduling is also very adequate. The system has a very high degree of completion. I can give it a perfect score. Let's take a look at the battery life. This handheld is powered by a 5000 mAh battery. The official nominal time is 5 hours. Just now we played various games for an hour. Battery drop is about 18%. This is also consistent with the official claim of 5 hours. Then let's take a look at the standby function of this handheld. We tap the